Hello and welcome to CGE Wednesdays. I am Sakina Bunch, your holistic relationship health and wellness coach. And I am so glad that you are here at Clean Good Eats, where we believe in bringing the family back to the table through healthy relationships with food, others, and self. Yes, today we're going to be talking about everyday things that you can do to extend your time between doctor's visits, but also the key reasons why people don't go to the doctor in the first place. Now, as always, you can go to cleangoodeats.com and get on our mailing list. If you love what we do here at Clean Good Eats, please feel free to get on our mailing list. We're always giving something away for free. So cleangoodeats.com, put your email in and get on our mailing list. But this morning, this is actually rather a serious topic because we as a nation tend to go to the doctor like at the last minute or as a last resort. And I know when my clients finally come to me, it's because they've exhausted everything else and then they finally come to me, which honestly, that's not the way healthcare should be. It should be that you should be proactive instead of reactive. Now, in my household, I don't know if this holds true in your household, but I know in my household, I kind of have to nudge people. Hey, go to the doctor, get yourself checked out. Do those annual exams because you want to stay on top of it rather than be reacting to it. I was looking at some statistics, and do y'all realize that women go to the doctor twice as much as men? And it's not because we're sick twice as much as men. It's because we try to be a little more proactive. So we go to the doctor as a preventive measure, whereas studies have shown men tend to go to the doctor as a reactive measure. They've got this pain and they can't live with the pain anymore. I know my husband, this man walking around, pain in his belly. Okay, pain, not just like, oh, it was discomfort. I'm talking like doubled over pain. But he decided, oh, I could take care of it. Not that big of a deal. Until the man couldn't walk anymore. That's how bad the pain was. So he decides, oh, maybe I'll go to the doctor. Now I know when my husband says he wants to go to the doctor, it tends to be the ER and it tends to be that serious. Well, it was that serious. He had to have gallbladder surgery. Yeah, he had to have his gallbladder taken out because it was infected. But it shouldn't get to that point. So let's talk about some of the reasons why people actually avoid going to the doctor. The first thing, obviously, finances. We know in today's day and age, especially with healthcare costs the way that they are, and wages the way that they are, people try to push off going to the doctor until the very last moment possible because they know that it's going to cost. But guess what? The longer you wait to go to the doctor, the more it's going to cost because that's when more and more things start building up that are wrong. Next, people associate the doctor with pain. We don't like pain. So we tend to stay away from those things that we believe will cause us pain, whether it's the treatment, whether it's just finding out what the problem actually is. And so in our minds, we say, well, it's easier just to live with the problem than to go through the treatment of figuring out what the problem is and then actually treating it. Next is time. It takes time to go to the doctor. Most doctors are not open in the evening and on the weekends when we really can go. We have to take time off of work, which means we are missing out on our wages to go to the doctor that we have to pay. So time. Next, the internet. Before the internet, we listened to Mama and them, right? And a lot of times Mama and them were right. But we listened to the treatment that worked on my mama and my grandmama. And my grandmama said, just put a little onion underneath your shoe. In your shoe, or put it in your sock and you sleep on it and you'll be better in the morning. Guess what? A lot of those treatments actually do work. But when you have gotten to the point where you have not gone to the doctor for your annual checkups, you have no idea what's really going on with you. Although those treatments may work for some things, they may not work for others. And so when we sit here and try and self-diagnose, a lot of times we do more damage than we do good. So that's another thing that we need to kind of check off. Let's not do that. Then last, it's just fear. You know how many people have a fear of going to the dentist? Well, it's the same thing with going to the doctor. I know my mother had open heart surgery. She had open heart surgery twice. And her choices were getting a pig valve in her heart or getting a mechanical valve for her heart. The difference between the two was with the pig valve, it probably lasted about it was supposed to last about 10 years. But she didn't have to get her Coumadin levels checked. Coumadin is a medicine that you would take in order to thin out your blood. But with the pig valve, she wouldn't need to have those levels checked as frequently as she would if she got the mechanical valve. My mother had a deathly fear of needles. So she opted for the pig valves. I mean, they only last 10 years, okay? Only last 10 years. But she opted to go through another open heart surgery so she wouldn't have to get needles each week. It's fear. So those are really some of the reasons why people just tend not to go to the doctor. Other reasons can be they think they know more than the doctor. And sometimes that can be true. I know in my circumstance with my daughter, we were dealing with a lot of allergy issues. And it got to the point where my daughter was literally afraid of going to the doctor. And I couldn't blame her because every time she went there, it was a bad experience. So sometimes people have had bad experiences and they just want no more parts of it. It's very real. But there are things that you can do to at least extend your time between doctor's visits. And I'm going to share some of them with you today. So obviously we know don't smoke and drink in excess because that will damage your lungs, it'll damage your liver and other areas of your body as well, right? So we can cut that out. But there are things that we probably don't even think about. For example, when we take too many medicines, we have a pain, in our finger. Right here, I got a pain in my finger. I'm going to take 800 milligrams of Motrin because I have a pain in my finger. Sometimes it's okay just to deal with the pain for a moment. You stubbed your finger, you're not going to die, unless it's like bleeding all over the place, but you're not going to die. It's pain for the moment. Put some ice on it, move on. But when we start taking medicine after medicine, my stomach hurts, so I'm going to, take some Tums and try to settle my stomach, or, I have a little bit of acid reflux. Now, I'm not talking about you have acid reflux all the time. I'm talking about something just didn't agree with you, okay? And now you want to take medicine for that, and medicine for this, and medicine for that. What we don't realize is when we start coming down with symptoms, those medicines that we're taking to ease our pain or ease our other symptoms may be the very thing that's causing the new symptoms. So don't take too many medicines. Next, eat properly. Eat a balanced diet. And I really don't even like to use the word diet because it has the word die in it. So we're not going to do that. So just eat balanced. Simple as that. Okay, make sure you have your macronutrients in there. And your macronutrients, if you don't know what they are, healthy fats, carbs, and protein. And you can throw in fiber in there, but that actually is part of your carbs. But make sure you have those. And fiber is huge. Stay regular. You want to avoid polyps in your colon, you need to stay regular. So fiber should definitely be a part of your eating style. You can get fiber in certain vegetables like sweet potatoes. Love sweet potatoes. But if you're eating sweet potatoes with just the flesh and not the skin, guess what? That's where all the fiber is. Yeah, it's in the skin. You want to eat an apple? Don't peel The skin off, that's where all the fiber is. So get that fiber, eat the whole thing. God made it whole, eat it whole. Okay? Okay. Next, exercise. I cannot stress how important exercise really is. In fact, I was doing a talk over the weekend and we were talking about the lymphatic system. Our lymphatic system, God never made any suggested parts. Okay, so every part of your body is there for a purpose. Your spleen, your tonsils, all of the vital parts of your lymphatic system are there for a reason. What that system does is it takes in the bacteria that's just floating around in your body that shouldn't be there in the first place, all the little toxins. It takes it in. And then you notice like your lymph nodes will start to get swollen, especially like if you're coming down with a cold or something, they'll start to get swollen because they're overrun with toxins, bacteria, stuff that shouldn't be there. The best way to release those just regularly on an everyday basis, exercise. Because your lymphatic system, unlike your cardiovascular system, unlike your digestive system, unlike your respiratory system, there's no pump. There's no pump to pump everything out. So what acts as a pump? You guessed it, exercise. So even if you do just 5 minutes jumping on a trampoline per day, guess what? That really does make a difference. Another thing that you can do is practice good hygiene. Good hygiene is so important. Good hygiene in your hair, in your mouth. I cannot share with you how many diseases begin right here. Because you're not flossing, because you're not brushing well. You can have film on your tongue. You're not cleansing your tongue well. And the mouth, honestly, is the most disgusting, vile thing on your body. So if you're not cleaning that out properly, you honestly can get cardiovascular or have cardiovascular issues just because you are not cleansing out your mouth. Yeah. Take that into account, okay? Your ears, clean out your ears. This way you won't be dealing with a lot of ear infections or things getting clogged down in there, right? And then plus everyone around you will appreciate you having good hygiene too. You know, that's not just helping you avoid the doctor visits, but it's also helping you to have some friends. Because I don't know about you, but I love my friends. I love them enough to tell them, and I would hope that my friends would tell me too, okay? Next, if you don't hear anything else that I say, this is honestly the most important thing. Yes, even more important than the food that you eat. Yes, even more important than the exercise you get. You need proper sleep. Your body has a time clock. And you know how you feel when you wake up too early or you go to bed too late? Or you're hungry and it's like a couple of hours before you're gonna eat again? You know how you feel? You don't feel so good, right? Well, your body needs rest. And as you are resting, there are organs that are recycling themselves, that are getting all that junk out so that it can be prepared for the next day. But if you're not getting the proper sleep, your body does not have the energy that it needs to perform those functions. Yes, it is important to eat well. Yes, it is important to exercise. Yes, it is important to keep hydrated. But sleep is truly paramount. You can honestly lose more weight sleeping than you can just in your waking hours. Of course, not exercising. You lose more fat that way, okay? So exercise is so important. I'm sorry, sleep. Exercise is important too, but sleep is so important. And not just that you get 8 hours of sleep or 10 hours of sleep or however much your body needs, because everybody is a bio individual. So I may need 7 hours of sleep and somebody else can, only get by on 9 hours of sleep. So your body, let your body lead you and tell you what it needs to do. but sleep is very important. But the quality of sleep. So if you are on a bed that is just Spring City, right? And you wake up, you've slept 8 hours and you wake up feeling like you only went to bed 2 minutes ago, that's not going to be beneficial sleep for your body. You need to get a new bed. You need to do something that will increase your quality of sleep. One great thing that you can do, take a shower before you go to bed. The heat from the shower relaxes your body, opens your pores, makes you get to that state. Put some essential oils in the shower with you. Eucalyptus is a great one to put in there. If you don't have bath bombs, get some bath bombs and put a little bath bomb in your shower. And then when it hits the water, then all of the essential oils, that aromatherapy will go up your nostrils and you'll be ready to get some sleep. Next, be positive. Do you know, and you know, the Bible never lied. It really didn't. But it talks about how when you worry about things, you honestly take years off your life. Now, you can't add years onto your life. Your life is going to be what it is. But you can definitely take years off of your life. And negativity will do that. Your organs house your emotions. So if you are negative, right, you're dealing with anger, you're dealing with worry, you're dealing with fear, and all of these things that are not positive. Organs like your liver, your spleen, your kidneys are going to be affected by these things. Look it up. I'm not lying to you. But yes, they will. So be positive. Also, I don't know if any of you follow Caroline Leaf, but Caroline Leaf, look her up. Caroline Leaf. She's out of South Africa. She is a neuroscientist, and she actually shows a graph of what the brain goes through when it's having a negative thought. And then she has a graph of what the brain goes through when it's having a positive thought. And our cells literally change. They morph, they change when we're having negative thoughts. Could it be, now all cancer is just a morph of a cell. It's a cell that is not doing what it's supposed to be doing, okay? So could it be that we're bringing on illness upon ourselves, whether it be cancer, whether it be any other illness, by these negative thoughts? I'm not saying that's the only way you get it. I'm not saying that. But what I am saying is that it's very possible that we're bringing illness on ourselves when we have these negative thoughts. So just be positive. Because not only is that going to help you health-wise, but again, with your friends, you'll be the life of the party. People flock to positive people, especially in today's day and age when there are so many negative people around. So be positive. Stand out, be positive, and be social. You're staying in the house all the time, guess what? That's not good. Now, I realize that there are introverts. I get that. I really do, because I definitely used to be an introvert. I wasn't going out. Nobody was coming in. Even when I was out, I wanted to be in. I get it. But we were made for fellowship. We were made for relationship. So, be social. Stay in touch with people, even if it's just online, even if it's just over the phone or over Zoom or whatever the case is. Be social. All right. Now, I'm going to start entertaining some questions. Oh, excuse me. Didn't mean to do that in front of y'all. But I am going to start entertaining some questions of some everyday things that people can do to avoid seeing the doctor. Now, I have a question here, and this one's from Julie, about checking on the internet, some sites. Okay, so she wants to know what internet sites are good to help her, I guess, try to figure out what's going on with her. Well, there are a couple of sites that I like, but again, you have to take anything you read on the internet with a grain of salt, okay? You cannot use the internet to diagnose you for everything, okay? Some things it can be pretty spot on about, but if you don't have, medical knowledge or background knowledge, you might want to get a second opinion. So one of the ones that I like Dr. Axe, draxe.com, AXE is a pretty decent one. He is more on the holistic side, so I like that. Even WebMD is a little less on the holistic side. They're more geared toward Western medicine, but they tend to have really good information on their site. So it's kind of cut and dry information. So WebMD and Dr. Axe, those would be the two that I would probably recommend. Okay. Okay, this one is from Terry. What foods should I eat in order to stay away from the doctor? Okay, well, everyone is an individual, Terry. I can't necessarily say you need to eat green leafy vegetables in order to stay away from the doctor, because some people can't deal with green leafy vegetables. I have a client who can't have any green leafy vegetables at all because it just throws her completely out of whack. And then, I have other clients who have tried to go vegan and that was to their detriment. So I really can't tell you yes for this food or yes or no for that food. But what I can tell you is let your body lead you. Your body will share things with you, good or bad, as long as you listen. So if you're eating a food and you realize, ooh, my stomach is starting to hurt, maybe I shouldn't eat that, don't eat it anymore. If you realize maybe, so like for me, I do a lot better with cooked vegetables than I do with raw vegetables. It's just an experiment. You have to see what works best for your body. Okay, next, let's see. All right, I have diabetes. Do I need to check my vitals all the time? Well, again, you have diabetes, so you definitely should stay a little closer to your doctor than, say, someone who has kind of a clear bill of health. But what I would say is definitely check your glucose levels. I mean, that's almost like a no-brainer. So definitely check your glucose levels. And I would suggest even doing some sort of sugar detox. If you have diabetes and your diabetes is kind of out of control, I don't know if it is or it isn't, but if it is out of control, if your glucose levels are fluctuating, I would say you might want to do some sort of sugar detox. You want to add more protein into your diet and stay away from the carbs as best as you can. Make your plate more full of vegetables, few fruit, and make sure you have a significant amount of protein and healthy fats on your plate, because that will help to adjust your levels. But taking your vitals all the time, I mean, again, that's something that your doctor could tell you better, but I would definitely say make sure you know your glucose levels. Okay, next. That's my awesome dog. He's always just, always in my videos. Anyway, one thing that I will tell you that will help you stay away from, extend, I want to say stay away, but extend your time between doctor visits, and that's self-care. We don't do it enough. We don't do it enough. We don't. We take care of everybody else, but we don't take care of ourselves enough. So find a regimen that works for you, whether it's writing in a journal, whether it's going out walking in the morning, whether it's meditating or having quiet time in the morning. What works for you, do that. And you might need to switch your routine up because you might just get tired, right? So switch your routine up and do that which brings peace to you. Also, what you're putting on your body is just as important as what you're putting in your body. So you want to make sure that the things that you're putting on your body are not toxic. Because when you're putting toxic things on your body, guess what? Your skin is the largest organ. It's the largest one. So as you're putting these toxic things on your body, it's soaking into your skin and it's getting into your organs. So you want to make sure that the things that you're putting on your body, whether it's lotion, whether it's makeup, whether it's soap, whatever it is, you want to make sure it's not toxic. And we just came out, and I had a question here about that. Someone was asking me about our body butters, and yes, we have come out with our body butters. Yes, they are available now. I will put the link in the comment section for you because they are just amazing. I went to Dallas this past weekend, and every single person who came by my table, they were like, what does that smell? What is that? And I have one lady, she's so funny. She's like, I don't do anything citrus. And I was like, good, because I don't have anything citrus. Why don't you come on over here and just smell it? And she did. And the one that she smelled was this one. This one is lemongrass. Let's see. I mean, you can see that right in there, right? It's a butter. It is a butter, and it smells delicious. And the good thing is a little goes a long way. So as she was putting it on, she was like, oh my goodness, it doesn't feel oily, you know, and it feels like it's actually moisturizing my skin. It's made of organic shea butter. Organic shea butter. And so yeah, it is moisturizing your skin. You don't need a lot of it. You don't need to apply it all the time throughout the day. It is what it is. It does what it's supposed to do. And that is to give you an all natural, organic way of having some great self-care. Whenever I do my foot soaks, I'll put the lotion on right after, and oh my goodness, even just the smell makes you happier. So it can help you be positive as well. Whoa! So it can help you be positive, and it'll attract some people to you. Good people, you know, the negative people kind of repel the smell anyway. So it'll attract the good people to you. And that's a wonderful thing. So to answer, I think this was Jack's question. Ooh, hi, Jack. Okay, so to answer Jack's question, he was asking about the body butters. And yes, it's for men and women. We're not going to discriminate. But when you get the package, there is like pink wrapping. So hope that doesn't bother you, Jack. But yeah, we have a variety of fragrances, also fragrance free for those of you who may be allergic to the essential oils that we have infused in there. So we even have fragrance free for you as well. And they come in a subscription box, or you can buy them separately. It's up to you. All right, so I think that's it. I hope I didn't take too long in time here, but I really wanted to get that point across. You definitely need to visit your doctor so that you know you're staying on top of it. Men, I'm speaking to you right now, men. Don't wait till the last minute. Don't let it be that your wife has to urge you to go to the doctor. And don't let it be that she's nagging at this point and you finally go and then now you found something's wrong. Okay? Be proactive, please. Your wife needs you. She really does. So, if you have any questions, please feel free to post them right there in the comment section. I will be looking at this all day, and I will definitely be answering your questions. Tag me in it. I love answering your questions. If you don't want to ask it here, feel free to message me on Facebook, or you can message me by going to cleangoodeats.com and clicking on the Contact Me button. I am Sakina Bunch, your relationship health and wellness coach. Oh my goodness, I almost forgot to tell you. Guess what, y'all? Guess what? Okay, you know how we do the Intimacy Begins in the Kitchen cooking class? You know how we do that? Well, guess what? We're going to be doing that again this year, but we are taking it up a notch. So we're going to have the Intimacy Begins in the Kitchen cooking class, but then we're also going to have an intimate exclusive retreat. Yes. Intimacy Begins in the Kitchen, the retreat. And it is going to be in a beautiful home that is nestled in the hills right outside of the Louisville area in Kentucky. And I'm so excited about this retreat because we just talked about self-care, right? Well, the theme of the retreat is marriage care. We don't do that enough either. We don't date our spouse enough. We don't set aside time enough to just be with our spouse. Because guess what? When those kids leave, guess who's still there? Your spouse. And so it's so important that we have that marriage care. And it's limited. That's right. There are only a few slots available. So we're going to be opening that up very soon. But I wanted to let you know about it here first. Okay, you didn't hear about it anywhere else, but right here first, I wanted to let you know about it. So start getting your ducks in a row so that you can be one of the first to register for this retreat. And yes, guess what? Since it's Intimacy Begins in the Kitchen retreat, we're going to be cooking and it's going to be good. So I'm so excited about that. Thank you all for even making that suggestion that that's something that you wanted. So I really and truly appreciate that. Lastly, if you would like to sponsor the Facebook Q&As that we do here each week, please also go to cleangoodEats.com and click on the Contact Me tab. And yes, we would love to have you sponsor. So we thank you so much, and I look forward to seeing you next time. Bye-bye.